Welcome, my friends. Today, we are going to explore the incredible life story of a man who started with curiosity, passion, and belief and went on to change how the world communicates. This is not just a story about money, technology, or fame. This is a story about vision, failure, persistence, and courage. It is the story of Mark Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook, and one of the most influential people of the modern digital age. Listen carefully, because within this journey are lessons that can inspire your own life. Mark Elliott Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York, USA. He grew up in a supportive and educated family. His father, Edward Zuckerberg, was a dentist, and his mother, Karen Zuckerberg, worked as a psychiatrist. From an early age, Mark's parents encouraged learning, curiosity, and discipline. Unlike many children who spent their free time watching television or playing with toys, Mark was fascinated by how things worked. He showed a deep interest in computers at a very young age. When he was still in elementary school, his father bought him a computer and hired a private tutor to teach him programming. Mark learned quickly. Programming was not just a hobby, it became a language through which he expressed his creativity. When Mark was only 12 years old, he created a computer program called Zuckerberg. It was a simple messaging system that allowed his family to communicate between rooms in their house, and even between his father's dental office and home. At a time when instant messaging was not common, this was a remarkable achievement. Zuckerberg was an early sign of Mark's future. He wasn't just learning technology, he was anticipating the future. During his teenage years, Mark attended Ardsley High School and later transferred to Phillips Exeter Academy, a prestigious private school. He excelled academically, especially in mathematics and science, but he was also known as a quiet and introverted student. While others focused on social life, Mark focused on building things. He developed music players, games, and software tools. One of his projects even used artificial intelligence to recommend music, something that major companies would later do on a large scale. After high school, Mark was accepted into Harvard University, where he studied computer science and psychology. Harvard was filled with brilliant students, but Mark stood out for his technical skill and intense focus. At Harvard, Mark noticed something important. Students wanted to connect online, but the tools available were limited and inefficient. Social interaction on the internet was fragmented, slow, and impersonal. Mark believed there could be something better. In 2004, from his dorm room, he launched a website called the Facebook. It allowed students to create profiles, share information, and connect with each other in a simple and organized way. The response was immediate. Within days, thousands of Harvard students signed up. At first, Facebook was only available to Harvard students. Soon, it expanded to other universities. Mark worked closely with his friends Dustin Maskovitz, Eduardo Saverin, Chris Hughes, and later Sean Parker. The platform grew faster than anyone expected. Mark faced a critical decision: continue his studies at Harvard or focus entirely on Facebook. Choosing his vision over security, Mark dropped out of Harvard and moved to California to build the company full-time. It was a risky decision. He had no guarantee of success. But Mark believed in his idea. The early years of Facebook were not easy. The company lacked funding, infrastructure, and experience. Mark and his team worked long hours, often coding late into the night. Problems appeared daily: technical failures, legal disputes, and intense competition. At the time, MySpace was the dominant social media platform. Many critics believed Facebook would fail. Mark did not listen to the noise. Instead of copying competitors, he focused on improving Facebook's design, speed, and user experience. His belief was simple: build something people truly love. Slowly, Facebook began to dominate. By the late 2000s, Facebook had millions of users. It introduced Facebook ads, turning the platform into a powerful business tool. Companies could now reach customers directly, changing digital marketing forever. Mark also understood the importance of mobile technology. Facebook invested heavily in mobile apps, ensuring users could stay connected anytime, anywhere. In 2012, Facebook made a bold move by purchasing Instagram. Many questioned the decision, but Mark saw its potential. Instagram later became one of the most popular platforms in the world. Facebook also acquired WhatsApp, expanding global communication even further. At just 23 years old, Mark Zuckerberg became the youngest self-made billionaire in history. With great power came great responsibility. As Facebook grew, so did concerns about privacy, data security, and misinformation. Mark faced intense criticism from governments, media, and users. These challenges forced him to grow not just as a CEO, but as a leader. Mark had to make difficult decisions, balancing innovation with ethical responsibility. Though mistakes were made, he continued learning and adapting. Behind the technology was a human being. Mark met Priscilla Chan while studying at Harvard. She became his life partner and strongest supporter. They married in 2012 at a simple, private ceremony. In 2015, the couple welcomed their first daughter, Max. Becoming a father deeply changed Mark's perspective. He began thinking more about the long-term future of humanity. That same year, Mark and Priscilla announced they would donate 99% of their Facebook shares to charity through the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, focusing on education, health, and social equality. Mark did not stop with social media. He began investing heavily in virtual reality and augmented reality, believing these technologies would define the future. In 2021, Facebook rebranded itself as Meta, signaling a shift toward building the metaverse, a digital world where people could work, learn, and connect in immersive ways. Once again, Mark was thinking years ahead. Mark Zuckerberg's journey teaches powerful lessons. Believe in your ideas, even when others doubt you. Failure is not the end, it is part of growth. Learning never stops. Taking risks is necessary for greatness. Purpose matters more than money. Stay focused, even during criticism. Think big and act boldly. Mark Zuckerberg's life is not just the story of a tech billionaire. It is the story of a young boy who believed in curiosity, creativity, and connection. He didn't follow the traditional path. He didn't wait for permission. He trusted his vision and worked relentlessly. His journey reminds us that you don't need to be perfect to start. You just need the courage to begin. Your story is still being written, and just like Mark Zuckerberg, you have the power to change the world.